After an overwhelming response to Season 1 of Architecture Off Center, we took some time to regroup and think about how we would like to take this forward. We thought the best way to organize the future seasons would be to have some sort of an overarching structure within which we could go crazy. So we decided to pick a group of 3 interconnected words for each upcoming season and invited people with radical, perplexing, awe-inspiring, shocking, confounding, and mind-blowing views on those themes. And that's pretty much how we came up with Season 2, where we decided to dwell on the ideas of preservation, restoration, and conservation in the context of the built environment. My name is Vaissnavi Shukl, and this is Architecture Off Center, a podcast where we highlight radical perspectives and unconventional projects that reflect the emerging discourses within the design discipline and beyond. Architecture Off Center features conversations with some exceptional individuals who have extrapolated the traditional fields of architecture, planning, landscape, and urban design to unexplored frontiers. Our driving question for this season is rather simple. What does it mean to conserve, restore, and preserve something in the contemporary context? We are pushing ourselves to look beyond conventional architecture practices that insert an adaptive reuse program into a building. So our guests range from Pulitzer Prize-winning author Inga Saffron to Ranajay Chand, an Indian prince seeking to interweave the ideas of walkability and urban mobility with heritage preservation.
It's part city beautiful movement, part preservation, part making the city more walkable. Just creating like a nice civic space that people can enjoy, deter them from using their cars, or encourage them, or like make it that nice to walk that they don't really feel like using the cars, sort of improve the street life, plant more trees, reduce the heat island effect, etc., etc. Obviously, easier said than done.
You'll also hear from Brianne Van Worst about contemporary preservation practices engaging with the legendary material stained glass.
The words are not interchangeable. Restoration is to restore something back to a previous period. In stained glass, that tends to mean the period that it was originally fabricated, so when it was new. Conservation is to conserve what is existing now with an emphasis on retaining original or existing material rather than trying to fully eliminate the appearance of age. So it's more akin to preservation, if that's a word people are more comfortable with, rather than restoration. We're not changing the object, we're retaining the object, even with all of its marks of age.
And we'll also talk to recent Bartlett graduate Elliot Nash about his thesis on creating a counter-monument in London and whether we are running out of room for the new while preserving the old.
If we think of preserving things, and there are a lot in the UK, there's the National Trust, which preserves lots of properties and sort of catches them at a moment in time and never to be kind of lived in again. If it's a house, it catches it in the time that a certain person lived in it. And you wonder whether that's not being true enough to the architecture. Is it the person who lived there that we care more about and where they left their last cigarette? Or is it the fact that it's a house and it's a space that's been lived in over so many years that might be lived in until it can no longer be lived in?
All in all, on this season, I'm planning to probe a little more, postulate a little less, and provoke a lot more. So I hope you join us on every alternate Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts. A warm welcome to our research intern, Ayushi Thakur. And as always, special thanks to Kahan Shah for the background score. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Arc Off Center and drop in a hi at our new website, arcoffcenter.com. That is ARCHOFFCENDRE. Thanks for listening and see you next Thursday.